Hi, from the 2012 Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, you're watching Between the Pages.
I'm here today with the beautiful Catwoman. Can you tell us a bit about your costume?
Well, I knew Adam West was going to be here this year, and so I thought I would dress up as the Julie Newmar original Catwoman because, well, she's the most awesome, if I could say. But it was a bit of a rush job, so I managed to pull it together, I think. But, yeah.
I think it looks fantastic. How long did it take you to do?
2 days.
That's not bad at all.
Bit of a rush job, but...
How are you enjoying the con?
Pretty good so far. It's nice, lots of people here on Friday, and can't wait for tomorrow, so yeah.
Is this your first time?
No, I live in Calgary, so it's my 4th year or something like that, but yeah.
Fantastic.
So I'm here with Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life series. Tell us a little bit about your costume and who you are.
Well, Gordon Freeman, the physicist that picks up a crowbar and starts saving the world, because what else are you going to do?
This is very true. Tell us a little bit about the costume that you made here for the con.
Well, I actually made it for last year. Okay, it's made out of peppercura. I left a lot of the shaping rigid because I wanted the polygonal feel of the game. You know, it's not smooth in the game. He's a polygon. You know, it's a little kid.
Now, how did you get away with bringing a crowbar?
No one asked, and no one told.
That's a reasonable answer. I can live with that. Now, have you found any head crabs here?
I've been looking last year and this year. Nothing. Okay? I think the world's done pretty good to get rid of them. Unfortunately, I kind of like them. They're cute.
So how are you enjoying this year's Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo?
Outstanding. Packed. Everyone, there's beautiful, just vibrance of people here. Everyone's so nice, stopping and asking for pictures. It's great.
Hey guys, I'm here today with the lovely Wonder Woman. Can you explain to us a bit about your costume and how long it took you to put it together?
It's an anime Wonder Woman costume. I actually bought it like this, so it was really easy, but yeah.
That's awesome. Is this your first time at an expo?
It's my second time, but the first time I didn't dress up, so it's a whole different experience.
And how are you liking it this time?
Loving it. It's been really fun.
That's awesome.
Well, it's another day here at the Comic-Con and full of wonderful costumes. And with me today is?
Becca.
And Becca, you are dressed as who?
Poison Ivy from Batman.
Now, why did you choose this character?
I've always really liked Poison Ivy. She's always been kind of a crazy, not quite a villain out of the series, and I'm a total Batman nerd, so I liked her.
I like this girl already. Now, how long did it take you to make your costume?
Well, it was a real rush job, so it was probably about 2 weeks and a couple of late nights, honestly.
And how long does it take to apply the green paint?
I managed to do it in about 40 minutes this morning, but it's not the best job I've ever done on it, so...
It's Comic-Con. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, I had to be here because some people were waiting for me, so...
Now, is this your first Comic-Con?
No, it's my 4th, I think.
Hey guys, I'm here today with...
Isaac.
Jessica.
Derek.
Kay.
Can you guys tell us a bit about your costumes and how long it took you to make them?
This is King Kazuma from Summer Wars. It didn't take me all that long, but just the process of making it was kind of like going through sketches, design sketches, that kind of thing to make it work. Because I've seen online a lot of people just kind of make a fursuit and it just looks too bulky. So, yeah, I just say, you know, maybe a day or two for this.
I'm cosplaying as Asuka from Evangelion, and it took me about 3 days to make. I literally made it in the past 3 days because school was just so intense, but yeah, it was really fun to make, and I enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'm Gendo from Evangelion, and this is an example of you could, even if you're an amateur, you could build something together to make a great outfit.
Yeah, so my character is like Sarah Farron from Final Fantasy, like the new game that just came out. And this is my first costume that I made, so I'm pretty happy with it. And with the help of Jess and the others. I did it for like around like 2 to 3 months, like with school, and then, yeah, so that's it.
Awesome. Is this your guys' first time at the con?
Sorry? It's my first time in Canada, like a first con in Canada, because I'm from the Philippines, right? So I'm like pretty happy with it. So yeah.
How are you enjoying it?
It's awesome. Yeah, like the people are so nice and it's like organized and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's my, I guess, third time here. We usually sell art here and that. And
Fantastic. And you?
I've been going to conventions for about 8 years now, but this one I think is like my 5th Comic Expo. Yeah, something like that.
Conventions in general, not as much as her. Probably around maybe 6 years, I guess. I think this is only like my second Comic Expo convention, so.
Well, costumes aplenty here at the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo, and I am with the very lovely Power Girl. Tell us who you are and how long it took you to get into this getup.
Well, my name's Jolie. Took me about an hour and a half this morning to get into this getup of Power Girl, so.
And now, Power Girl, one of your favorite comic book characters, I'm assuming?
Yes, I do love the superhero, the whole DC comic game, and I like the lesser known characters. Power Girl isn't one of the more well-known people, so I think I'm the only Power Girl here, actually.
Excellent. Now, I didn't want to ask this question, but people are going to ask you anyway. Why is there a big hole in your costume?
Well, she's having an identity crisis, right? She's Superman's cousin from an alternate reality, and Superman's got the big S. And she didn't want to really align herself with Superman wholeheartedly, but she didn't have her own symbol of her own, so she left it blank.
Well, blank is always good. Now, how are you enjoying the con here in Calgary?
It's great so far. I've only been here for a bit, but I was manning a booth yesterday, and the people here are fantastic. It's way bigger than I've seen it before, so it's a good year.
Stop it, quit it. Hi, I'm John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender the Robot and Jake the Dog and Marcus Phoenix and a whole bunch of other characters. And you're watching Between the Pages.
So I'm here with Emily Expo, the living, breathing embodiments of the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo for 2012. How are you doing today, Emily?
I'm doing all right. The feet are a little bit sore, lots of running around, putting out fires, but it's really exciting. We're having a good time.
So now that you're the new mascot of the Expo, what does that entail for you?
It entails talking to a lot of people, being stopped a lot. It really is just really trying to ensure that people have the best time possible throughout the whole weekend, not just the media guests, not just the creator guests, the attendees, everybody. I really want to make sure everybody has a fantastic time.
Now, are you having a fantastic time?
Absolutely. I mean, really, this is my dream job. I get to run around and look after people. I get to meet my childhood heroes. I get to meet new people. Old friends come and check out the show. Really, I couldn't ask for more.
Awesome. That's great. Now, for those people that are attending the con for the first time this year, what piece of advice would you give to them?
This might seem very obvious, but learn to adore lineups. We have 60,000 people all trying to get into the building at the same time for the same reason, and it can be difficult sometimes, but if you're patient and you just kind of hang tight, then it works out.
Excellent, excellent. Emily, I want to thank you very much for spending some time with us today. What is your favorite podcast?
I don't have one.
It's actually right there on the mic.
Oh, look at that. My name is Emily Expo, and my favorite podcast is Between the Pages.
Your challenge, should you accept it, is to draw Wolverine and hockey.
Wolverine and hockey.
Wolverine and hockey.
All right.
All right, let's get it going.
All right.
Well, we hope that you are enjoying our coverage of the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo in this special #1 episode of the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. We've got 3 of those running through this month of May. But speaking of the month of May, we've got some great things happening. And the most notable thing that's happening this May 5th is
Free Comic Book Day.
Free comic book.
Free comics, kids.
Everybody loves Free Comic Book Day. I know I do.
And more publishers seem to be getting in on this event. It's not just a sales gimmick. It is an event that has been going almost a decade now.
Yeah.
I think I was in film school when this thing started. So 2002. I think this might be our 10th year for Free Comic Book Day.
It is our 10th year.
Wow. That's crazy.
10 years of free comics.
Free comics.
Once a year. It's like Christmas.
The first Saturday of May, but without snow.
It comes after Easter, so the bunny doesn't bring them, and it comes before Christmas, so Santa doesn't bring them. The comic book fairy brings them.
I think it's probably more likely the one of the
distributors.
Well, yes. But, for the kids' sake, let's say it's one of Batman's former Robins.
There you go. Great.
There's a bunch of out-of-work sidekicks out there. They need work. They need something to do.
The sidekicks bring them.
Sidekicks.
There you go. So on our list of free there's a whole whack of stuff coming out.
There is a ton of stuff, and we're going to show you guys a little bit of what's out there. There's plenty of more. Fortunately, we couldn't get our hands on everything to show you for this episode. But check out Avengers Point 1.
Yes.
It's the Ultron Imperative. It's going to lead into Brian Michael Bendis' swan song on the Avengers titles. So that's going to be a big one for Marvel. They also have another one I'm going to show you here promoting their Season 1 hardcovers. DC's got their usual one to support their kids line and another one to support the New 52. We will show you that one. We will show that one for you today. And virtually every publisher is getting in the game. In fact, we're going to see the debut of Valiant on Free Comic Book Day.
Nice.
The new Valiant, starting with Exo preview of Exo Manowar.
There you go. And for the family people that are out there, not just for our comic book geeks, but for the family people, there's a hardcover out there.
Yeah.
That's more of a storybook kind of.
Yes, I mean,
look.
I think Archaea is going to be the company to beat and the product that's going to make everybody look a little bad, honestly. I mean, DC's got this really cool spread in there. We'll show you in a moment here, but we'll show that Archaea one near the end because it's literally saving the best for last.
So we've got a lot of books. Let's get right to them. I'm going to switch cameras here. We're going to go to our first book, which is The New 52.
The New 52. This is the one from DC Comics. It's a brand new story by Jeff Johns and a whole lot of artists getting this story out. Ivan Reis, Jim Lee, Kenneth Rocafort, Joe Prado, and Scott Williams doing inks. And it is essentially... it's almost like a sneak peek at the origin of this New 52 universe.
Yeah, I kind of got that,
too. It introduces the 3 characters. They're like the triplets of sin or something like that.
But we're not going to make
no.
you...
The
only spoiler I want
to
do about this is the fold-out.
Yeah, we'll show you the fold-outs, but from the cover you can see this is a story mainly centered around Pandora, who has been introduced in Justice League, so I don't think I'm spoiling anything there. And let me just get this page out. I'm not going to try to skip to these, so I'm not going to spoil all these other pages.
So in the center of the book
is a big ad. No.
Well, it is an ad.
It is a big ad, but inside that ad is a wonderful 4-page spread for a nice battle scene. Looks like will be happening within the pages of Justice League somewhere down the road. And it gives you a nice teaser as to who some of the new members might be of the Justice League.
And we're going to do a full in-depth review of some of these books later on.
Absolutely.
As part of our specials, you'll see a little bit more after Free Comic Book Day when we actually really have a chance to read these.
Yes, it's a hectic weekend for us.
It
is. We will give you some full in-depth reviews, including the new 52. Definitely one a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. Dark Horse has got usually has a couple of entries. One of which is the Serenity / Star Wars book. I'll just flip it over to
You know, I looked through this book the other day because I didn't even realize that it was a double book. Because you know me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I went immediately to the Star Wars Han Solo because I'm a huge Han Solo fan. Went strictly to that story first, and then
the book went upside down.
And then it went upside down, and I'm mean, what the heck? So I turned it around, and of course, there's Maul on the other side.
I'm looking forward to reading this one. It looks like it's a new short story by Josh's brother Zach Whedon. And fabulous art from Fabio Moon, who's definitely been getting around comics lately with Vertigo properties and other Dark Horse properties as well. Him and his brother tend to be doing quite a bit of stuff together.
His whole family is involved in this.
Yeah, I mean this.
There's all kinds of Whedons in this field now.
Yeah, everybody's getting into comics. He's bringing a lot of his co-writers from the shows, various Whedon shows,
right.
And it's great. They were a great voice for us. We still love these characters. It's unlikely we're going to get them on any kind of media, television, anytime soon, at least. So.
Well, let's open up the book and have a quick peek at some of the artwork inside.
Sure. Okay, well, this is some of the Fabio Moon's artwork for the Serenity story.
I like this artwork. You know, it has almost a feel to the comedy aspect of the show.
Yeah, I think it definitely supports that humor that the Whedons are known for. And I'm going to flip this sucker over.
Now, I love the artwork on the cover of this book because that so embodies Harrison Ford. I mean, if you really look close at that face, you can tell that's Harrison Ford.
Absolutely. Oh, this is Zach Whedon right in this side, too.
Yes, Zach Whedon's doing both sides.
Zach Whedon's doing Star Wars.
And if you look on the inside, it's Saturday morning cartoon artwork.
Totally. It looks like Star Wars animation. That's wonderful. This
Do you know
is
what it reminds
also my first look at this as well, if everybody hasn't figured this out. So,
do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember the Saturday morning cartoon droids?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's kind of what this artwork reminds me of.
I remember droids.
But,
yeah, well, this looks like it's going to be a fun Han Solo, being the smuggler pirate guy that we love.
It's kind of a fun story.
We don't get a lot of stories of Han in his smuggling days just doing what he does.
Exactly.
So this is going to be a fun story, I think.
And that comes to us from Dark Horse Comics.
And that is Dark Horse. IDW has a selection of books. This is just one of them. Actually, before I go to IDW, because we do have the other Dark Horse book here as well.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
The Guild.
And The Guild's, as always, is written by Felicia Day.
Right.
Who just, young actress who just get all over the computers and internet entertainment. And, she's got a lot of acting gigs and still finds the time to write comics.
She's currently on Eureka.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I'm still catching up on
Eureka. She has a regular role on Eureka now.
Oh, I love that show. And we're entering the last season of that show.
She just wrapped up her fifth season of The Guild, which I believe they are
catch up on as well.
They're going into a sixth season of The Guild.
Excellent.
What else is she doing? She's done a bunch of stuff on the internet recently. In terms of, there's a new music video
and
up.
I think she did a Dragon Age movie.
There's a Dragon Age plotted movie on YouTube that you can find.
Yeah, actually, the DVD's out.
I've
seen the DVD? Yeah, it's out.
And she has a new YouTube page.
Oh, see that? I didn't know that at all.
Yes.
I mean, she's busy girl.
Comics and Sundry, I believe it's called.
Interesting. And she was a guest here at Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo last year. And we got Buffy on the other side with regular artist Georges Giannetti, and written by Andrew Chamblis.
Now this is a book I'd like to see them do, or a character I'd like to see them do another movie on.
I would like that too, and there's been threats of a new Buffy movie that has nothing to do with Whedon's property, and the backlash on that was quite something, I think, which is why
something that Whedon has to do.
Yeah, and I think that's why development has gone quiet. And, you know, after Cabin in the Woods, which was fabulous, and
still haven't seen it.
Upcoming Avengers flick, I think, well, actually, Avengers will be May 4th.
Opens this weekend.
Yes, that's right. May 4th, this weekend, right before Free Comic Book Day. I think his star is going to be finally risen in the public eye, and we might see more demand for some of his properties to return.
Here's my suggestion for all of our listeners and our viewers of the show is that you go out on Free Comic Book Day early in the morning when all the shops open. They open roughly right around 11. Most of the shops in town.
10 or 11, yeah. And
get your free comic books.
And then whip over to...
And then go to the theater and see Avengers.
That's right. That's right. And I'm going to show a little page here because what just wowed me, and I don't know how much I'm spoiling, but I need to show this.
Oh, this is major spoiler.
This is pretty major spoiler. Okay, real quick. What the hell was that? Okay, and we know Dark Horse has got a license over there for something that looks very similar to that.
Yes, they do.
So I'm just going to leave it to that.
All right.
Okay. So IDW's their former offering from Comic Book Day a couple years ago was G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, which continued off the Marvel continuity and their numbering.
Right.
Larry Hama back on writing that book. So the story just kept on going where it left off years and years and years ago. Well, there's been question on whether they might do that with some of the other Hasbro properties that Marvel did. And this year, that prayer has been answered. Transformers Regeneration 1, with a slight retitle off the Marvel, but is carrying off of Marvel's original Transformers run, which ended with issue 80. This is 80.5, free on Free Comic Book Day.
Nice.
And written by Transformers regular Simon Furman. And Andrew Wildman back on art, who did the book years and years ago.
Wow. Spectacular book, spectacular cover art.
Beautiful cover art.
You know, this is really going to be one you want to put into your collection if you're a collector.
Yeah.
And get down to your local shop and get these quick because they're going to go fast.
Yeah. Top Cow's got a nice original offering with a new Witchblade book called Unbalanced Pieces, written by new regular writer Tim Seeley and art by Diego Bernard.
And this is a fairly thick book.
This is, actually. I have yet to look through this myself, but
the artwork's phenomenal.
You're getting a full issue's worth of story. Looks like this is going to be taken off of some of the events in Artifacts.
Right.
And continuing off and rediscovering this redefined universe that is Top Cow.
Right.
That happened in that story.
Now, one thing we should let our listeners know that if you have not had the chance to get these books, keep listening, keep watching the show, because we're going to be giving them all away at some point.
That's right. If you miss Free Comic Book Day, one of you will at least get a chance, or maybe more, depending on how we split this up. We'll get a chance to win a selection of these free comic books, and hopefully you'll enjoy them as much as we will when we get a chance to read them.
We've got lots of stuff to give away here in the next little while, so we've got lots of contests coming up.
Plenty of contests, and keep watching our Facebook page. We randomly put up film tickets.
Yes.
There's some up right now.
Speaking of which, let's talk about our sponsor real quick.
That would be Words and Pictures.
That would be Words and Pictures.
Words and Pictures right here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We're located at number 62610 Center Street Northeast. They have toys, statues, comics, back issues up the wazoo.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they keep them there, but
me either.
It's just a plethora of everything that you love.
That would be a plethora.
A plethora of everything that you love about geekdom.
That's right. And if you're a comic book tray collector ice cube tray collector like I've started to become.
You're a trade collector.
Yeah. I'm collecting ice cube trays. I'm also a comic book collector, but if you're looking for ice cube trays, go and see this man right there, or this man right there. Because
he's got a point on the screen.
I got a point on the screen.
So he's not actually pointing at me, but it looks like it to you guys.
So you go see that man right there. His name is Jason Bishop.
That's
as
right.
We all
I'll
know.
help you out. Get you what you need, including those ice cube trays.
You bet. They're very cool.
I should have a fresh stock in just before Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, nice. And get the new one, the alien head and the alien egg.
I have one for myself already, but
I know.
they are in the restock.
Oh, nice. Because you have to put those away for me.
Okay.
All right, let's get on to our next book.
Okay, next book. One of the offerings from Marvel. We did talk about the Avengers book. Unfortunately, I don't have that for you today, but we will be reviewing that in a future show. This one is a preview of their Season 1 line, primarily a chapter out of the Spider-Man Season 1 hardcover.
Okay.
There's a little bit of preview in some of the other ones. This is kind of like the first outing of these famous Marvel characters. The Daredevil, Fantastic Four, and X-Men books are already out, so come see me if you want them.
Yeah, excellent. And the artwork in this one?
This is written by Colin Bunn, who's getting a lot of work from Marvel these days. He's going to be taking over Wolverine for a short stint before Jeff Loeb gets in there. Neil Edwards is doing the arc. He's a newcomer to Marvel.
Look at that work.
And this is quite something. I mean, this is very detailed.
You know, as much as I like digital coloring, I still harken back to the old days of newsprint and four-color separation.
Newsprint, they don't separate as well, but I certainly would like a book without all this glare all the time, all this glossy.
I would kind of like that too, but maybe they'll do that for us next year.
So this gives you a nice full chapter from the book, but it's not the whole entire book. So it's a good way to check out the hardcover and
for new readers. This is probably a great book for new readers just coming into Spider-Man as a comic book as opposed to a Saturday morning cartoon. This kind of gives you a look at his origin in this book, and I'm kind of spoiling that, but I think it's a real good book for new readers of this franchise.
Well, I think that's what the Season 1s were meant for. It's meant to reintroduce these characters in a new way to a lot of the bookshelf people. And let's face it, hardcovers sometimes seem daunting. I've seen the ones come out; they're around the $25 Canadian cover price.
Right.
You know, that's not bad at all for a hardcover. And for a free comic book, you're getting a good hunk of the story here to take a look at and see if it's worth your purchase. So definitely grab this one. I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're going to want this one.
Very cool. What's next on our list?
Well, okay, technically this isn't a free comic book day. These will probably be still available, but these actually were released a week or two ago.
Okay.
And this is a preview of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo hardcover from Vertigo.
Very nice.
That'll be coming out later this year, but it's a nice, solid chapter from that series. And I do believe they're going to be adapting all the books at some point.
Oh, cool.
So we might see one of these a year, every couple
now
of years.
Now, they're doing it
like
from the book material. They're not doing it from the movie screenplays.
There does seem to be some synchronicity in there as far as visuals, but I like right here, she looks a lot like various
the American
film version. But she was a punked out in every iteration.
Oh, yeah,
so,
absolutely.
You know, beautiful artwork by Leo Manco. I think this one's going to definitely be worth a look. And it's adapted by novelist Denise Mina, who's also worked for Vertigo on a short stint on Hellblazer.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so should be a very good book.
So this one's already out now.
This one's already out, and it's a free book already. So,
wow.
You know, if you want to beat Free Comic Book Day,
get down to your local comic book store.
See if they have some left. Red 5, right here in Calgary, they're based, and Atomic Robo is a usual mainstay from them for Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, I've seen this a few years in a row.
Yeah, and very kid-friendly book.
Yeah,
definitely worth checking out. Red 5, still a young company, but Atomic Robo and Neozoic have been some really solid books. Give them the support. Show what these non-Big Five guys can do, because these independents are getting more and more press lately and attention. So don't miss out. Atomic Robo has been going for quite some time.
And in future episodes, we're going to be highlighting some of these guys ourselves.
That's right. So. And you might see us talking to some of the Red 5 guys later in this show or a later show. So.
A later show, yeah.
I'm just going to throw up 2 Archie books here. They've got Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Man, and I think these are, well, one of these might be a flip book.
Sonic is not, but I think Mega Man is.
No, they're both neither one. I'm surprised. Okay. No Archie. Archie doesn't need the help these days.
No, I guess not.
So we got a couple licensed video game properties, from one from Capcom, one from Sega. Archie's always been a very kid-friendly company.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're a fan of these properties, they've been going for a while. Mega Man's fairly new for Archie, but Sonic's been going for years, like a decade or so from Archie.
Yeah.
So,
and these are both Saturday morning cartoons now as well. So
yes, absolutely. So, I mean, kids are going to be very familiar with these characters. Yep. And like I said, Free Comic Book Day is really all about the kids. Bring your kids to your local shop. It's a blast. And retailers like myself, we get to feel like Santa Claus for a day.
There you go.
So check it out. Here is the other DC book, and that's their young readers line that we were talking about.
Right.
Primarily, they're giving you some stories from Green Lantern, the animated series, and Young Justice, which is a good way to introduce kids to kid-friendly material. Network. Both are fantastic TV shows in their own rights, and also gives you the first look at Superman Family Adventures from the Tiny Titans team.
You know, I looked through this book the other day, and I gotta say, I had to chuckle.
Art and Franco are hilarious. They were hilarious on Tiny Titans, and I think Superman Family is going to be a nice move from that, and it's going to be more of everything you liked when they were on Tiny Titans.
Absolutely.
Very kid friendly. I mean, if out of any of these books, this is the one you should give your kid after you've read it.
Yeah, read it first, then give it to your kids.
There's lots of little inside stuff for the adults too.
I mean, and the art in the book is also very kid friendly.
Yes.
It's
let's just show you a little bit of.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. You know,
like look at the eyes on Superman there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just wonderful kid-friendly stuff, and these guys, Art and Franco, love Superman, so it's going to show through the page, and the other books are going to be very indicative of their TV series.
Yes,
in styling, so it's going to be very familiar to everyone. And they've got obviously some look at the show as well, and Young Justice again looks very much like their
and if you haven't been keeping up on these shows, let me tell you, they are action packed.
I am just finally starting to catch up on Young Justice, and wow, excellent! I have yet to see any
stories in that are awesome.
I have yet to see any Green Lantern, but
I've seen all the Green Lanterns.
Young Justice is something else.
Green Lantern is kind of the kids counterpart to Young Justice, although Young Justice is trying to reach that younger audience with the character lineup that they're doing.
Yes.
The artwork and the stories are very kid-friendly in Green Lantern. And the fact that Green Lantern and Kilowog are teamed up together in this program, and I'm kind of spoiling it for anybody that hasn't seen it, the comedy between the two of them, it's very reminiscent of the comedy that we've seen between Johnny Storm and The Thing. Who else have we seen that kind of comedy through? We were just talking about them recently on a past show. Two guys that have come together that just have that kind of repartee.
Yeah, they just play off each other really well.
Very well.
I mean, I could say that Wolverine and Spider-Man every time they
get
together.
There you go. That's who I was thinking.
That's a wonderful pairing.
Yeah.
Usually. Let's just show you a few more books,
okay,
and we'll get back to the expo.
Yes.
Smurfs, Donald Duck and Family. Can't go wrong with Carl Barks and some reprint stuff there, and some more of Peyo's The Smurfs. Top Shelf is giving us a nice sampler with Allie usually fronting the book.
Right.
And we've got a nice flip book of The Stuff of Legend and a new book called Gossamer from Third World Studios.
Very nice. Now, Gossamer was just made into a movie, wasn't it?
Finding Gossamer? This one I don't know anything about, honestly. I mean, I look at the cover and it's there's shades of Never-Ending Story there to me. So I don't know anything about it. I'm looking forward to checking it out, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oni Press has got something very bizarre looking.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yo Gabba Gabba. I was just checking if that was a flip book. And Cassandra Clare doing Infernal Devices, Clockwork Angels, and I do believe this is based on a novel series.
Yes, and
like
popular anime as well, Japanese anime, yes.
And it's definitely manga style for sure.
You know what I like about this book is that it's all done in black and white.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be indicative of Japanese manga, and well, most definitely looks like it. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely that styling, and there's not as much manga coming out these days, and not any free comic book, not a lot of free comic book day offerings from publishers that I've seen. So,
okay.
We lost Tokyo Pop a year ago,
right?
And the manga is getting a little tougher to find now because there was a big crash in Japan. So, but there's still great material coming out, and they have. Not afraid of licensing things. In fact, I do believe this week, slightly getting off topic, the X-Men and Iron Man animes have hit DVD.
Yes, they have. Yes.
So go check that out.
Yo Gabba Gabba, just to kind of give parents, just give parents a quick look inside. It's a fun book.
Looks kind of Muppetish.
It's a fun book, and I think parents will really enjoy this.
Oh, look at that, full color too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, full
That's
color.
Beautiful. It has a kind of Mike Allred look to it.
Very colorful, very kid friendly in terms of the story.
Oh, there you go. I was like, very Mike Allred look. It actually is
Mike Allred.
So there we go. My eyes do not deceive me. And Madman fans, check this one out too, because Mike Allred, he's always kind of fun and subversive.
That's right.
Yeah, and there is more other than Yo Gabba Gabba.
There's a couple other stories.
There's a couple other stories in here, and this one's kind of got more of a Ren and Stimpy kind of feel to it, look wise. It's very animation. Looking. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. This actually is impressing me as I'm looking at it because this is my first time looking at it. And I think this is going to be a very fun book. Check this out. I think that's one worth picking up, guys. And I'm going to end this one. Like I said, that's just half of what's out there.
Yeah, there's lots,
so much more coming out. Go to your local retailer. Hopefully they've ordered everything, but they should have a good hunk of these books if they haven't ordered the entire line of books.
Now, being a retailer, I just have to ask you about this before we go to our last offering and we get back to the con. As a retailer, is this something that is sent out to you guys, or do you guys have to special order these?
We actually have to special order them. Okay. We do pay for them.
Okay.
There is a small fee, so be very appreciative of your retailers, because we actually are paying for these, not only just in weight, but it costs us about 25-30 cents a book. Which not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
It's advertising budget, and we want you to have it, and we tend to order what's left over from the retailers to give away through the kids throughout the year.
Right.
Whenever I see a little guy, I hand him one of the free comic book day Spider-Mans or whatever. I mean they're great promotional, and it gets kids reading.
Sure.
And that's what we really want, is just get kids interested in reading and interested in our industry, and they are the future of the industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. For years, it felt like they were just targeting it at an older and older and older audience. Well, I mean, eventually the audience is going to be dead. So
if they had
them there, keep them coming.
I've said this before, and you guys will hear me say this millions of times on the show, is when I was a young reader, I hated reading books. I absolutely hated reading books, but I loved reading comic books.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I mean, when I was a kid, and I guess I'm kind of dating myself as well, they had Spider-Man on television, and Bill Bixby's Incredible Hulk, and there was some comic book presence already there. Wonder Woman television show, the Batman 60s show was in heavy reruns back then. So there was a lot of comic book characters out there already in animation and live action that just made me interested right off the bat.
Sure.
And so comics was just such a no-brainer for me at that point. I still read books and things, but parents were pretty much, well, at least he's reading something.
Yeah, exactly. My mother was,
comics
you should
don't talk
read real
down to
books.
kids either.
No, they don't.
No, there were lots of times where I picked up a comic book and then I'd go pick up a dictionary and then I'd come back to the comic book.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. See, I had a hard time reading things like Macbeth when I was in high school. If they had made Macbeth into a comic book, I would have had no problem reading it.
Oh, well, they have some now.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to our last offering.
This one's is so impressive. Archaea really outdid themselves.
I got a blank screen here.
Okay, well, here we go. On the dots.
There we go.
Okay, for those of you who can't tell, this is Mouse Guard, Labyrinth and Other Stories from Archaea Entertainment. This is not a floppy book. This
is a
hardcover. Impressive, like,
yeah,
huge. I mean, that gatefold you saw at the beginning, kind of nice. But this, holy crap.
This is the kind of book that you could put into your child's library.
Yes,
and keep
stand
forever.
up to some of their damage and and I mean this and it's just beautiful. The content in there is wonderful. If you haven't seen any Mouse Guard material before, it is a wonderful fantasy adventure.
Yes, the Mouse Guard story is very
just
good,
beautifully illustrated. And
now just open up the front cover because this is something, attention to detail, that I really, really liked.
Yeah.
I don't know how well you can see that on the
Actually,
screen, but
just tell me how I'm doing that.
Okay, you're right. You're perfect right there.
Okay, this book belongs to.
You can dedicate this to your child.
That's right, and you can, if you can't bring your kid with you, you can pick this up for him and
or her,
him or her, because it's appropriate for everybody.
Yes,
and dedicate it to them as a nice gift.
And I thought that was a great attention to detail.
And just look
book.
at all this. Like, this is just the little details in here. I mean, it looks like a classic old-fashioned storybook.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's amazing that this cost us retailers a measly 30 cents.
Wow.
And offering to you
for free.
For free.
Okay, let's go into the book.
Okay. So
we have a Mouse Guard story to start things off.
To start things off, they lead off with Mouse Guard. It's definitely Archaea's hot property.
Right.
But they've got so many great stories, and they go all out on these things. In fact, Archaea's book, Jim Henson's A Tale of Sand, which we previewed on a previous show and
a few weeks ago.
It is up for a boatload of Eisners this year.
Wow.
So don't count out Archaea. These guys are worth a look.
This
worth
is the kind of book
library.
that you could sit down and read to your child at night.
Absolutely. And that was the Mouse Guard story. That was a nice short one. And then we got Hoggle and the Worm,
which is from Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, absolutely.
Jim Henson property.
And they seem to be getting all the non-Disney Jim Henson properties. So
that's good.
They've done Dark Crystal. They're doing Labyrinth in this book here. Tale of Sand, which was an unproduced screenplay by Jim Henson.
Right.
And the Fraggle Rock as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, they've
all very kid-friendly stuff.
All wonderful material, and they're beautifully illustrated. They're done with a huge amount of love for the properties, and as you can see, this is just wonderfully illustrated. It's
now there's a great shot
stuff.
of Hoggle down in the corner. I wonder if you can
wanna
bring
do
that close to the
right
camera. There you go.
That
Look at that artwork, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that is awesome.
Yeah, I think the artwork speaks for itself. I mean, this is just beautiful stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very well illustrated.
Let's skip ahead to another story. This one, I'm not sure what this one. Oh, okay. This is from the Dapper Men books,
right?
Which are also beautifully illustrated, as you can tell. Great many styles, but they all seem to have an amazing attention to detail.
Right. And the stories are very easy to follow.
Yeah, for being something as cartoony as this is looking, it's still like you just start looking at it and like, wow, look at what they've packed into this stuff. And you know, this isn't something they're talking down to kids. They want kids to appreciate this as an art form as well.
Absolutely.
And very wonderful kid-friendly book. Rust is also in here. Again, just
little different art style.
A little different again. Nice spread of types of story, and a nice, wonderful pen and ink short story here.
There we go.
Long while ago.
Little Western story.
Western cowboy story.
It almost the artwork in this reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes.
This one, yeah, it very much looks like Bill Watterson, doesn't it? Makes me wonder who actually worked on this.
So
okay, this is written by Nate Cosby, who's was a former editor over at Marvel, actually.
Right.
And illustrated by Chris Eliopoulos, who's done a lot of strip work himself, and an amazing inker on his own right. But his cartooning stuff, I've followed some of his other works, and he's got a great sense of comedy timing. So
very cool.
Yes, this is Archaea's offering, and they show you where you can get some of these books
right
back. Even if you don't pick this up, this is a great addition to anybody's library if you don't even pick up the books that are coming out based on these properties. But once you read it, you'll want them.
Absolutely. Now, here's a question for you. If somebody wanted to get this book on Free Comic Day and ensure that they got it for their child, is there a way that they could do that?
Show up as early as possible.
Doors open at Words and Pictures at 11?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, and you guys are open till?
For Free Comic Book Day, we'll be open as long as it takes.
Okay.
But generally, we'll be open till about 6 o'clock.
Okay. So get down to Words and Pictures, or if you can't get down there, you're not in that end of the city, go to somebody who's local to you, ask them for this book, especially if you're a family person. And you have kids.
This is something special.
This is a treasure that you'll have in your collection for a long time.
We've got a case lot of these, but I think they're going to go very quickly.
I think they will too.
Yeah.
All right, so that rounds up our look at what's coming for Free Comic Book Day this Saturday, May 5th, at all local retailers here in Calgary and around the world. For our viewers that are outside of Calgary, and we have a number of them. We actually have viewers not only in Canada and the U.S., but we have them in the Netherlands.
Excellent.
We have in South America, we have viewers. So, I want to say hi to all of them. Thank you for tuning in.
And keep telling your friends, let's make this a global phenomenon.
We definitely want to take the show to the next level. As you can see, we are actually surrounded in one of our new camera shots. And we're totally stoked about this. Look for this more often.
We're surrounded by comics.
Our show is getting a complete facelift.
And this is just part of it.
This is just part of it. Our
and
show.
We would like your feedback as well.
Yeah.
Let us know what you like and don't like. I mean, if this is distracting, we'll redesign.
Sure.
But we're going to keep going on and giving you something new to look at and interesting other than our beautiful mugs.
Well, you're a beautiful mug. I've got a face for radio. That being said, let us know. You can contact us at Between the Pages at naked8prod.com. You can send us an email there. You can check out our Facebook page, which is Naked 8 Productions on Facebook. You can check us out on Twitter at Naked 8 Productions. Where else can they find us? I think that's pretty much it. And, by the way, while you're out there and on Facebook and liking people, like Words and Pictures, they now have a Facebook page.
We do have a new Facebook page. It's a fresh one, so not too many people on there, but keep add yourself to that as well. Like that page. We put screener tickets up there on a fairly regular basis for local film screenings, and we'll keep you apprised of events and the goings on in the comic book world on that site as well.
So we're going to get back to the Comic-Con. We spent 40 minutes talking to you now about what's coming out. Let's get back to the Comic-Con because we got so much more to show you. All right, here we go.
I'm Nat Jones, and you're watching Between the Pages.
So I'm here with the band Thwomp from Calgary, Alberta, and you guys can tell us who you are. Let's start down here on the end.
My name's Dan. I play guitar.
I'm Brad. I play bass.
I'm Dave. I play keys.
Scott, drums. I'm Colin. I play guitar.
So you guys all play something. Who sings?
Nobody sings.
Nobody sings. Well, that's all right. I like instrumental.
Right on. So do we.
So tell us a little bit about your music.
We play theme songs from old video games, specifically the Nintendo and Super Nintendo entertainment systems.
So the dun 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 dun, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Pretty much like that. Yeah.
I suck at doing impressions.
No, we've been looking for someone to replace Colin, so you might be.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yep. We're going a cappella.
Now, if they're going to replace you, who do you think they should replace you with?
Oh, that's a good question. How about you?
No, God, no.
Yeah, your little Mario rendition was pretty good there.
That's about all I know from that game, other than my wife kicks my ass at all the Nintendo games we play.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You should do some more practice with that.
I have no time. Speaking of time, where can people find you guys playing next?
We're playing at Otafest, actually, May long weekend in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Yep, and you can check us out there. And you should check us out there.
Now, I understand you guys have a new album out, right?
That's right. I actually mixed and mastered it, and it's called Hey Listen from Zelda. It's got Zelda, Star Fox, Final Fantasy VII, Double Dragon 2, Dr. Mario Tetris. Am I missing anything?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right. So now what can you tell us about being a part of these guys?
Oh, it's fantastic. We started playing bars, which was kind of weird. People didn't understand the whole Nintendo game thing. And then we started playing these conventions, and the response has been amazing. So, yeah, we're going to keep doing it. It's fantastic. We played for, 500 people today, maybe more than that. More than that, yeah, so it was fantastic. And of course, I mean, Stan Lee, I just stood about 5 feet away from Stan Lee, so that's pretty amazing too.
So you had to change your shorts?
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Yeah, we got that. So
third time today.
So yeah, third time today. So and put a new shirt on. I'm sweating, I can't believe I'm standing near Stan Lee. So you guys went from playing for alcoholics to playing for nerds.
Yep. We're actually still playing for alcoholics.
Alcoholic nerds.
Yeah. That's all of us, yes.
Jeez, can I really join the band now?
Alcoholic Nerds, we have a support group actually that meets every Monday night.
It's called flow practice.
Can we turn that into a podcast?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. If you want to, you should come by a practice sometime.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. We'd like to bring a crew down if you guys are open for
You're
it.
going to need a very high decibel reduction on your mics.
Not a problem. I can handle that.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah, you guys should come for sure.
Okay, we're all about that, man.
Right on.
We're in. Well, here I am with Thwomp. Thanks for coming to the Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. So I'm here with some characters from a galaxy far, far away, better known as Jawas. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
I see you found a droid.
Yeah.
Now, is that a legal droid, or are you selling this droid?
We're gonna sell it. Yeah.
You're going to sell the droid?
Yeah.
Now, is he a good model droid? Is he reliable?
Yeah. No.
He's not reliable?
Well, he's okay. He bumps around.
He bumps around. So, if I was to buy this droid, what could he do for me?
Bump you.
He could bump me. I get enough of that at home.
Could maybe wake you up in the morning if you have to get up really early for something.
So he could be like my alarm clock.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, have you guys seen any other droids here?
No, not yet.
Not yet? And if you do, are you putting them on your sand crawler and taking them with you?
Yeah.
You're going to. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for stopping and talking with me today.
You're welcome.